The Blood Princess and the Knight is a webtoon. Our hero, Ji Bai, has a big secret that becomes the main focus of his character arc throughout the story. Formerly known as the Sky Glory, is soon to be dead after getting captured by the vampire queen, who forced him to become her daughter, taking on her last name and renaming him. Now the vampire princess, he embraces this role and becomes a monster, not just physically but mentally, to allow himself the opportunity to escape this place and the clutches of his mother. Ji Bai as a character seems contradictory, not liking vampires and seeming racist to other demons, even though he is in fact one of them in both regards. His own perception of vampires has been skewed, and those feelings have translated to other vampires, even if they've been shown to be good people. And he has nothing against other demon races at all. And all this culminates into an inner conflict that goes on within his character throughout the story. He encounters other vampires, such as his aunt, who goes by Chestnut, and her daughter, who he gets on a bad foot with. They show how good vampires can be, and that people shouldn't be judged because of their race, but on their actions. He does experience a tough battle with someone who was once human and chose to become a monster for the sake of power, bypassing his limitations for his own sense of justice. But the biggest difference between the two is the fact that one chose this and the other didn't. It's all about acceptance of their new forms. His whole arc seems to center around acceptance of who he is and not rejecting his vampiric side, which he does use in fights when he needs it, showing that he does find some value in it, but choosing to shed who he was and becoming who she is now, and then reverts back to who they were, repeating this cycle of never really moving forward, running away from the past. And this whole theming is seen through another character who is similar to him, who is now choosing to move forward and face the past. He sees his vampiric self, his real self, in her place, as if trying to tell him something. He values being a knight very much, choosing to keep this side of him regardless of how he has changed, staying true to himself, his other half, seeing it more as a tool, never truly accepting it. But this isn't all bad, because his honor as a knight is part of who he is, helping him when his vampiric abilities aren't available to him. He is faced with issues that he caused back when he was a human. Now these issues can only be solved with him becoming a demon, embracing the vampiric side of him. We see that his urge for bloodlust becomes stronger because he is neglecting this other side of him, and it only comes at a detriment to his ability and health, forced back into his vampiric form, showing that he can't run away from this. And the thing is, he wants to fix his mistakes. He doesn't want to pay the cost to do so if it means relying on that form. He's actually pretty lucky because he doesn't have to ever worry about being discriminated against, because he can look like a human when he wants. He can be a vampire and be accepted amongst demons, and is highly respected amongst other vampires, not realizing until much later in the story that justice isn't just one answer. I do prefer his vampire form a lot more, and it's not because it's female, but rather because of all the intrigue and development that can come from it. I want to see him actually embrace this side of him and see how strong he can be. I want to see him become a fuller character, confront the past and his mother, because I want to flesh out this more vampiric side of him, as well as his relationship with the mother, and also just find out more about her. And I think his character has a lot of potential in multiple areas. But what did you think about this character or story? Have I interested you in checking it out? And if yes, why so?